So yesterday evening's meal was nice. I about I don't know halfway through the day I was absolutely knackered and wasn't sure how I'd managed to keep on, but you just have to keep going, don't you? I think by the time we sat down to eat, I felt like I'd been doing that whole, I don't do it anymore, but that whole cooking Christmas dinner thing, sort of weeks of planning and days of shopping and weeks of cooking. And I was shattered by the time we sat down to eat, and slept really well overnight. I hadn't slept well the night before because I was planning in my head what I was going to do. So yeah, and we've just had the leftovers for lunch. So it's all gone apart from that I froze. Yes, I won't do that again. On Sunday I'll do a roast dinner, which I can do standing on my head, so that's not a problem. It won't take. I don't get into get heated about it. Mark says that his mum used to sigh loudly in the kitchen when she was doing the Sunday lunch, and I often say to him, just as I'm dishing up, that oh, sorry, you probably didn't realise it was a roast dinner because I wasn't sighing. So yeah, I'll do roast dinner. That's tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, allegedly. Just shared something on Facebook about COVID that in several departments. Oh, where's my mouse? Several departments in France. It's now people are now going to have to wear masks outside. So that's most of Brittany. Loire-Atlantique, Vendée, Haute-Vienne, which is the department just south of us. I think my daughter lives in Haute-Vienne. Yes, she does. And then there's departments down on the coast, the Mediterranean coast, and departments north, Ardennes, Nord, Marne. I can't pronounce that one. So we're not sure, but I don't think it'll be long before we're meant to be wearing masks outside. The case numbers are rising really quickly. The UK are going up again. They had a bit of a dip and they're now 592 per million. We're 237 per million. And Germany is 555 per million. So it's not good. And he and I have both been clearing our throats. I'm feeling like I've got a little bit of a bit chesty, nothing desperate. But I think quite often we found during the beginning of the pandemic that we found or felt that we were probably fighting something off. Still taking supplements, although I've not taken my vitamin C today. So goodness knows what this winter's going to bring. It's really quite worrying. I've been fascinated by the fact that Austria are locking down or have locked down those that have chosen not to vaccinate. I wonder how many other countries will do that, and I can't imagine. I mean, it's quite dictatorship, isn't it? It is quite dictatorship, and whilst I can see how it's like, well, if you're not gonna protect your fellow men, this is what you're gonna have to do. I can see the logic behind that completely, and I'd be interested to see what the fallout is, and I'd be really interested to see what would happen if that was threatened in the UK. Not that it ever would, because the UK government are so weak and useless and pointless and oh no, I'm going to rant. I'm not going to rant about the government because I'll start swearing. I don't really want to do that. So yeah, not good, the COVID numbers, and here we are. It's winter, it's quite cold here, it's only 8 degrees outside, but it's misty, so it looks quite bleak, and Yeah, it feels much more like January. It's sort of January weather. You know, normally you sort of roll in through November, December, and you think, oh, it's winter, but it's, you know, it's quite mild. But the last few days, yesterday was beautiful, so that was different. The sun was out. But the days like this where it's misty and there's no sun, it just feels like just January. So I don't know how that's going to be, whether this is how winter's going to be. I was just counting how much wood we'd got. I've reserved some wood for January. We get it on great big pallets. It's not the cheapest wood to buy, but it's the most reliable source. And we've had years where Ludo, who was here yesterday, supplied us wood for 2 years. And then, you know, when we talked about wood with him, you know, the next year, he said, well, you know, I've moved now and it's too far. And he just sort of let us down at the last minute, it felt. So then we had to scramble to find wood. And then I won't name who we found, but we found somebody advertising on Facebook, and it all sounded very good. So we went for that, and what we got was pretty shit wood. And turned out that I think it was poplar. It wasn't oak. It wasn't what we were promised. And we had hell's own job burning it. So, you know, we had another month or two of not very warm. I had a battle with the guy who, you know, was really resistant to accepting that what he'd delivered wasn't what he'd promised. And they had good reviews on Facebook. So, you know, we got a shit deal and I couldn't do anything about it. I really pushed and pushed because you know, I do fight my corner, but he wouldn't have it. So we ended up out of pocket, shit wood. And then we went back to our previous and most consistent wood suppliers who actually supply wood to industry, Lepimois. And they were the first people we had wood from when we first moved here. Beatrice sorted everything out for us and we were buying it in small, it's the offcuts, they're called shoots. And we just bought a whole load of shoots and she rung when we were still at our old rented place on the day we were moving or during the week leading up to moving, and she rang and she said, I'm going to deliver your wood this morning. And I went, I'm not there. All in French. And but they just came and delivered it and dumped it on the driveway. And then we'd got friends staying with us, so we all loaded it under the carport. So yeah, we had wood from them for years until, you know, Ludo suggested that his wood was cheaper, which it was. But we've gone back to them because they're reliable, and I can, you know, reserve the wood. I've got an invoice that I need to pay if I want it delivered in January. Well, I'll have to pay the invoice in January when I want it delivered. It's proper oak, and it's 50 centimetres, and the pieces of wood are a good size. So I've been counting the wood because when the weather's cold, I start to worry. You know, I don't want to get into that worry about wood again. We're about to go out. The printer ink's run out. We need printer ink. I need a card for my grandson, whose birthday he'll be 21 on Sunday. 28 days, Monday. No, Sunday. You needed to know that, didn't you? Yeah, so he'll be 21, which sort of almost marks when how long Mark and I have been together, because we got together in August, so that year that Tom was born. So it's always easy, well, and it's easy because he was born in 2000, so it's not easy to remember how old he is. Yeah, so we need to buy him a card and we need to buy some fruit, and I just feel like I keep shopping, keep buying fruit, and we keep eating it. Of course, get to the shops and I have to buy chocolate as well. Anyway, hope you're having a nice Saturday, and talk to you again eventuellement.